Oh boy, it took quite a while to make this video. What's up YouTube? Robert here with an update to this channel which has been dormant for a while now. TLDR, it will stay dormant for the upcoming time and I will continue to take an extended break from content creation. If this is all you really care about, then you can click off now. Otherwise, in the next couple of minutes I will go over what led to this decision, my current relationship to Path of Exile, which I still consider to be my main game, and what I've been up to in the past months and what my plans for the future are. Timestamps for each section are available and you can jump ahead if you want, and with that, let's get into it. When I started this channel over 6 years ago, the purpose was to give helpful advice for casual Path of Exile players like me. Players who spend only a few hours per week on the game but who still want to enjoy their time in the endgame. 6 years ago, I actually was in the position to chase that goal, but I never made it my #1 priority, nor did I give this channel the time and attention it deserves. Looking at my own video history, it mostly consists of build diaries with somewhat failed and somewhat successful builds. The only real impact I made on the community were 2 videos, my Chinsol Pyre Ice Shot Railgun build 5 years ago and, more recently, meaning 2 years ago, my explanation of the Betrayal Katarina Mastermind fight. I realized that I now play the game way less as other excellent content creators, such as Big Ducks, Badger or Yoji, to name just a few, and the Path of Exile community is much better served by those who have the time and energy to support casual players. So if you want more of that, you should go check those channels out if you don't do that already. Another reason that made me stop creating content is my career change about a year ago. Until then, my professional career was filled with somewhat managerial positions which were fulfilling, stressful, challenging, but not very creative. Producing YouTube videos in my free time was a very good creative outlet and I had the need to express myself because of that. About a year ago, I changed from a management role into a software engineering role, which allowed me to actually be creative as part of my day job. It absolutely changed my life for the better as I have way more fun at work, but it also means that my creative energy and my need to create something is exhausted when I finish work. In my free time, I'm now much more relaxed and I'm more in a consumer mode, if that makes sense. I came to the realization that I just want to play the game instead of creating content for it. That and the fact that Path of Exile's recent changes made it more difficult for me to compete with other content creators. So what I've been up to. The delay of Path of Exile 3.13 came at a perfect time as Cyberpunk 2077 was a welcome distraction. I was a huge fan of DSX back in the day and I'm liking the genre quite a lot. And despite Cyberpunk 2077's many problems and bugs, it provided a perfect atmosphere and world to immerse myself in. That is, until all the quests were done, of course. So I spent most of December and January playing Cyberpunk 2077. By the end of January, I dove back into PoE by starting a 3-man group with my buddies playing a Power Siphon Wander with a Curse support and an Aura support. While fun, we only progressed slowly through the Atlas due to my limited time and the fact that we could only play together if all 3 of us were online at the same time. In addition to that, we hit an item brick wall in red maps which we could really only overcome by crafting or trading, which in the end ate up all the available playtime. I know this is quite normal for PoE, but I got pretty frustrated by it. Which brings me to the current meta. Heist was the first league where I hit level 98 and I managed to kill Awakener 8 and snag a decent amount of challenges. I was looking forward to more of that, to more endgame content with Echoes of the Atlas. Now, fast forward a few months and I haven't even killed Awakener once. I think Heist burned me out and the amount of things to do now are just way too much for my time budget. If I want to play 20 minutes after work, enter a map but then spend 15 minutes in Harvest, it feels pretty bad. Granted, Harvest is dead now, but besides that I experienced some serious feature fatigue. Maybe this will go away after taking a break from PoE, but maybe I'm also spoiled by other games' loot systems that allow for easier incremental gear upgrades. I played a lot of Cyberpunk 2077, Borderlands 3 and recently the Outriders demo, and it was so refreshing to be able to not only upgrade gear relatively easily, but also to swap out gear. Swapping out gear in Path of Exile feels like such a chore to me personally. If you finally get that 30 movement speed boots with life and 2 good resists, you can't put them on because they missed the dexterity you needed for your gems. And oh, you need 3 green and 1 blue, but the boots have 200 strength requirement, so you need to spend 300 jewelers or 600 chromes just to color them, not to mention how 6 linking is a pain for the chest armor and 200 weapons. This is definitely one of the features from PoE 2 that I wish we had today, that the skill gem links are decoupled from the gear. Rolling good gear is hard enough without the burden of coloring and linking. Because trade is in such a bad state for me, mainly with the inflated prices, price fixers, and people not answering for trade requests when trying to buy bulk currency, I decided to go back to Solar Self-Found. Which finally brings me to the future. Ever since the Outriders demo was announced, I had an eye on the game. It looks like the perfect mix of what I want to play right now. It's a science fiction role-playing game with good itemization, good in single player, but also fun, maybe even more fun in groups. Outriders launches on April 1st, and I will probably be playing this for a while. When the new PoE League launches, I will be starting in SSF again, and I will play at my own pace. Fireball Ignite was very fun, and I'm looking forward to trying this again, maybe this time on Elementalist and not on Chieftain. If I stumble upon something really cool and unique, I may upload it to YouTube, but as it stands right now, I'll just take a back seat and enjoy the games I'm playing. That's it for now. If you reached this part of the video, thank you for listening to my rambling. Let me know in the comments what type of PoE player you are, how many hours you play and what your goals are, and how well you like the direction PoE is heading. For me personally, like I said, I play maybe 20 minutes to 1 hour per day, and my goal is to be able to explore the entire Atlas at my own terms and at my own speed in SSF. Maven, for me, is a bit out of the question because I suck at memory games. But yeah, I hope PoE keeps also casual players in mind, and GGG keeps those casual players in mind going forward. And I can't wait for the PoE 2 gem system. That's it from Robert. Have a good time and stay healthy, everyone. Peace.